lucky that I had attended your sessions when I was a student. I means in British Council. So after so
Okay.
many years, I take this as a privilege that I can introduce you to my students. I would like my students to attend one enriching session of yours.
Okay,
So,
and maybe after today, if it is possible, maybe in Durganagar, I could come over there and take 2 or 3 sessions.
yes, that will be fine. If you are having actually now, it's the mid session between the exams. Our semester exams are going on. So, means we have only 1 week break in between for the hackathon. And so the students are now a bit pretty busy with their exams. They're a bit
Right.
tense. So this time we have organized an online session, and maybe after the exams are over, we can get the full batch, and we would like to have you as an offline speaker as well.
Yes, that would be
Okay.
good. Maybe even workshops, and
Yes,
one
ma'am.
day or 2 day workshops can also be held,
Exactly,
right?
ma'am. Right. So, ma'am, can we start the session? So let
Yeah,
me
would you
just
introduce?
let me introduce, and then we will start. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone present over here. Welcome to the second day of our online STTP. We are extremely thankful to our management for allowing us, or rather providing us an online this financial as well as an academic support to conduct this workshop. Now, this is the second day of our online STTP. The Department of English is proud to announce that very soon we are going to start a session on developing communicative competence for sustained growth. We are extremely delighted to welcome our honorable resource person, Ms. Minnie Mary Joseph. Ms. Joseph is a Fulbright Scholar, USA 2009, and a Hornby Scholar, British Council 2007. She has been conducting workshops and training programs at the British Council and at the American Center for Students, Teachers, and Executives for almost 25 years. She has also conducted workshops on English language teaching for teachers for some 30 years or so, where she has trained nearly 30,000 in about 2,500 workshops throughout India. You would be thrilled to know that Miss Joseph has won 3 international awards in writing articles, for which she has toured Germany, France, Italy, Switzerland, Austria in 1989, 1990, and 1994. Currently, she is actively involved in online classes of English language teaching, ELT, SAT, IELTS. So let's not waste a single second and utilize this time to enrich and update ourselves with the current emerging trends of developing communicative competence to sustain our academic and professional growth. On behalf of the organizing committee of the STTP, I, Supriya Shahabonik, HOD, Department of English, BCET Durgapur, let's would not like waste to a single welcome Ms. second Minnie and Mary utilize Joseph to our STTP. We are grateful to have her here for providing us a slot from her busy schedule. So that's all from our side. I officially hand over the session to Ms. Joseph. And I also expect all my students will maintain the decorum of the occasion so that I can show Ms. Minnie Joseph that my students are very well disciplined and they won't disturb the entire session. Yes? So I hand over the session to Ms. Minnie Joseph. Students, please behave yourselves. Okay, and pay full attention. Thank you. Ma'am,
Yes.
the session is up to you.
All right. So, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
Yes.
afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon,
Good
ma'am.
afternoon, ma'am.
Good
Right.
afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good
Are you
afternoon,
happy?
ma'am.
Good afternoon. Are you happy to be here in this
Afternoon,
session today? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah. Now
Yes,
remember,
ma'am.
I had told your teacher that I would make my session very interactive. But it is interactive, meaning sometimes I ask questions and all of you would answer. Remember, no one's answer is incorrect. or wrong. There is no wrong answer. It is not mathematics. It is English language. It is communication. So there is no incorrect answer, but it may not be appropriate. That could be. That doesn't matter. Unless you ask, unless you make mistakes, you don't know where you stand. Do I get it correct that it will be interactive? You will respond. You will also ask questions when required. Correct? Yes? I don't
Yes,
hear.
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now,
Yes, ma'am.
what? Yes. Okay. What is our topic today? The topic is developing communicative competence for sustained growth. So, what is developing communicative competence? That means developing communication. Communication means it's two-sided, where I, like in between you and me, I am the speaker and I'm speaking to you. Right. And you are the listener who's listening. At the same time, when you speak, I will listen. This is called communication. And for developing the competence, that means the quality of communication for sustained growth. Sustained growth means forever. To sustain the communication forever. Now, what do you mean by forever? Meaning in all circumstances, be it at home, be it with friends, be it at work, wherever you will start working, when you start working, be it at work, wherever. It means the ability to use language effectively and even appropriately. Very important. Effectively and appropriately. Effectively, so that you listen. If you use language effectively, I listen. And then when you listen effectively, when you speak effectively, what is the result? The result is that the listener will gather 90% of what you say. 90%. Now, sometimes 90% is not possible, but 80% for sure. They will be able to take 80% of what you say. Remember, and appropriately using language that is required in the social context. So let's say in a classroom situation, when you are sitting and the teacher is teaching, now he or she will definitely be using language pertaining to the subject, to the topic, and pertaining to your class. First year, second year, third year, whichever year. Not pertaining to class 5 or class 8. No. So the language used will be appropriate to the standard that is used. You get it? And it will integrate linguistic skills. Linguistic skills meaning grammar. The grammar has to be perfect or almost perfect. Now, supposing many of you are not very good at speaking in English, maybe, I'm not sure, supposing. And if you do make mistakes in grammar, then will the communication be a competent one? Anybody? Will it be competent?
Sir.
It it will not be competent. So if it is not going to be competent, then what will it be? Someone answer? What will it be? It will not be competent, meaning maybe 50% may be understood by the listener, and maybe 30 to 40% may not be understood. This is a problem for many, many people. Once you finish college, you have a certain level of competency. You go out for a job, you go out for interviews, you will answer whatever is asked, you will answer in English. But if you're not if you haven't used appropriate language, then the competency level that is checked will be a little below par. And that will be a bar. A bar meaning it will not help you to get the job. Now, you might say, but then how to improve? How to improve if your English is not very good? Good in the sense, if it is not perfect, if it is not real, if you're not used to speaking in English, maybe because you're used to speaking in Bengali or even in Hindi at home, and even in school you did that, then how to improve that? Anybody? Try and see. Try and say. Anybody. Somebody should speak now.
Talking with other people in English can improve our communication.
Yes, talking like others. But supposing your grammar or your punctuation is a little bit not so good, what do you do for that? What you can do is listen. Active listening is very, very important, not only in college, even at home. When you sit at home, you listen actively to radio English. You switch on the radio if you have a radio at home. I don't know if you have a radio, English news, maybe television, everybody has. So, television, the BBC News, and even the Times of India or NDTV. Switch on the English news, listen to it actively, and see if you are able to gather nearly 80 to 90% of what is being said. This is extremely important to listen actively. Now, when I said actively, when you're listening to the television, you are passive, you're not active, but your listening is active. Do you get it? And later, if you're able to talk to your friend, or even in college, if it's one of these days in college, you can tell your teacher or your friends what you had heard in the news. This is, I mean, if everybody does this daily, I'm telling you, within 1 month, you will definitely improve your language competency. Take it from me. You will definitely improve. Another kind of
Ma'am,
news.
ma'am,
Yes.
I would just like to interrupt for 1 second. Students, kindly note down the techniques or the things that ma'am are saying. Okay, by 1, 2, 3, 4, so that you can use it later. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. You carry on.
Well, now another kind of point that I wanted to say is uh, developing communication competence for sustained growth. This leads to certain stronger relationship and professional success and personal development. Definitely. Now, stronger relationship in what way? Between friends and teachers, and professional success, that is post college. When you go out to work, you will be, I mean, you will be quite good at the interviews, and you will develop a very good communication skill with your colleagues at work. And personal development, well, if you have friends personally, definitely. And if you speak in English with them, you will definitely improve in the language competency. Now, how to do it? One, I told you, active listening. Yes, a lot of hands are up. Practice active listening and adaptability and cultural awareness. Now, some of the key features in active listening. When I say linguistic, what do I mean? Grammar. So, vocabulary is important. Not just how I'm speaking now. No, appropriate vocabulary. Appropriate meaning pertaining to the context. You have to try and choose the right word to be able to express yourself well. Grammar, I've already told you, and even punctuation. Punctuation meaning when to stop, when to slow down, and when to continue. This is important. If I am speaking and you're listening, you must also remember the times when I'm speaking slowly, the times when I'm not speaking, the times when I'm stopping. And why? Because when I'm speaking slowly, that means there is a comma. And punctuation is important. When I'm stopping, it's a full stop. When somebody is speaking to you and you listen and you practice this, what the result is that the the communication between the two of you will improve greatly. When you listen to somebody, if the person asks a question, then you listen and then you are able to respond. If you don't do active listening, you cannot respond appropriately. Using the language pertaining to your level. As I told you, not class 5, not class 8, not class 10. No. Pertaining to your level, your college level. College level and later on, it's the same level. Okay. How you improve? One, vocabulary. How to improve vocabulary? You don't use a very big word, very big word just unnecessarily. You use words appropriately. How do you improve vocabulary? By reading. Definitely by reading. You can read storybooks. I don't know. Do many of you read storybooks? How many of you read storybooks? Nobody? Can someone?
Yes,
You read. Yes, you read. Does anybody else read storybooks?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, two. Only two people.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Just three or four. The others have not chosen to reply.
Yes, ma'am.
But yes, reading storybooks is very helpful. And storybooks, what sort of storybooks? That depends on your choice. Self-help books, adventure books, psychology books, that whatever you like, whatever I say. Not necessarily you have to read classics or literature help books. No. Reading the newspaper. Remember, children, the new English. Reading the English newspaper, especially the editorial, is very, very important. Now, you may not understand every word that you read. I agree. You may not understand, but you will definitely understand the crux of the matter, the main points that are there, and be able to summarize the text. So every day, if you take the English newspaper, maybe in the college library, if you don't have the English newspaper at home, maybe you can go to the college library and read one report or one editorial. But do it every day. How many of you do it? How many of you do read English newspapers every day? How
yes,
many?
ma'am. I am.
Okay. The others, I hope you read. I don't know. Yeah, some of
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. I
Okay. So some of you have said yes, and others have not said it, but I think you must be reading or you're just quiet about it. Another thing is a key factor is socio-linguistics. Now, what do you mean by socio-linguistics? That means using language. Some talking. Yeah. Using language for social contexts, for culture, and for relationships. Like in the college, definitely you would use English to speak to your teachers and to speak to others. I think, do you speak to each other in English? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am. We are trying to speak.
Very good. You're trying to speak what you told me, and I would give you 100% marks for it. If you try and keep trying every day, there is no limit to the extent of English that you will be able to speak. There's no limit to the extent. You will be able to speak English very well. Need not be like the American films that you see. And I want to speak like an American, how are you doing? And what's the matter here? No, you will speak Indian English in the way that Indians speak. We don't need to copy anybody. Remember that. We don't need to speak like the Americans or even the British. What we have learned, yes, we've learned from the British, but some Indian accent has come in and we learn to speak. Now, somebody, Rajesh Chaudhary, is asked how to overcome fear to speak. Yes, how to overcome? By speaking. You are afraid to speak? No problem. Lot of times, lot of students have been afraid to speak because maybe by nature or because you're not so good at speaking. By speaking in the class presentations, I don't know if you have presentations. If you have presentations, by speaking in class, you overcome your fear. Yes, you may not be very good. I agree. You may make mistakes. You may not be able to speak that full 3 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever time is allotted. Could be possible. But you will not give up. You will not. What is it? Okay. You will not give up speaking. In the presentations, then if you have a debate in the college, you may have an English debate. I'm not sure if you have it. Speak there for just a minute. Try and see if in the English classes, if you can have speak for a minute, just a minute. If you have just a minute and if you do speak for 1 minute, definitely this is going to make you improve your competence. So somebody is asked, how do I do it? There is no how. Whatever topic the teacher gives, think about it, write some points, raise your hand and go up and speak. Others should not laugh at anybody who tries to speak on the topic. Maybe it will not be very good. I'm sure it may not be very good. So what? It is you who've tried. And the more you try, the more better you will be at speaking. Your English capacity depends a lot on you. Not only by listening, also by speaking. Do you get it? Listening and speaking. And how do you improve vocabulary? I had asked. Reading. Another way, this is what I did when I grew up at school. At home and in school. What I did is, we were taught right from class 4, 5. Okay, now you're in college, so you can easily do it. I maintained a book in which I wrote down the word that I found difficult when I read the newspaper or when I read a storybook. I wrote down the word and I wrote down each day whatever words that I found it difficult. And I found the meaning from the dictionary and I learned it. I even wrote the sentence down. For very tough words, you can do that. You can maintain a book or a diary, write the words and even the meaning from the dictionary and write down the sentence in which you found the word. Read it every day, which means you're learning it. One word learned per day is enough for you. In 1 month, you will learn 30 words, 30 new words in 1 month. And what is better than this? To learn 30 new words and to be able to use it in speech as well as in writing. This is excellent. Don't you think so? Answer me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I am going to give you another
Yes.
factor. Yes, another factor. I spoke about
Yes,
linguistic.
ma'am.
Yeah, okay. Linguistic abilities. Then I spoke on social linguistics. Now, another thing that helps you is discourse. What is discourse? Connecting sentences into coherent conversation texts. Now, what do you mean by connecting sentences? That means when you read and when you speak, you are able to connect the sentences into coherent. Coherent meaning something that you can understand. Text and by using the right prepositions. Prepositions, I must say, are very, very difficult. Do you agree? Do you agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, just by saying yes will not do. I will
Yes,
ask you a
ma'am.
question. Okay, I'll ask you a question. The train came in time or the train came on time. Which one is correct?
Ma'am, on
The
time.
On
train
time.
come on time.
On time.
On time is correct and in time is wrong. Why? Answer. Any one of you? Those who said on time. Okay, Mohammed Zahid, you answer. Why is on time correct and in time wrong? But why? Please answer, Zahid. Mohammed Zahid will not answer. Those who said on time. Who else said on time? Zahid left. I asked Zahid answer, Zahid has left. Anybody else who said on time? Isha, what did you say?
Ma'am, on time means at that particular moment of time. So
Correct.
that's why one time. And in
Correct.
time means in between time, matlab in between time 7:30 to 7 to 7:30. So that's not the in time.
All right. Now let me tell you one thing. Both are correct. Supposing the train timing is 7 p.m. p.m. and the train comes in at 6:55. Is it on time or in time?
In
Answer?
time.
In time. And it is correct. And on time is also correct. Both are correct. It depends on the situation that you are describing. Supposing you said, oh, we rushed to the railway station and the train was at 7 and it came at 7, then it is on time. And it is 7 p.m. and the train came in at 6:55 or 58 or 59, the train came in time. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
I just asked you one question. That is all. Now, discourse, as I said, is using language to connect sentences to coherent texts. This is extremely useful and it's a factor. It is not only useful, it's a factor for increasing communication competency. Another factor I would say is strategic factor. That means handling communication breakdowns. Supposing I'm speaking and I say a few sentences and then there's a breakdown. I'm not able to continue. Okay. And what will happen then? If I'm not able to continue, I say a few sentences and then I just stop. What happens is the 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 strategic clarifying and finding all alternate ways to express. We have to clarify. It means we have to ask questions. And we have to also find alternate ways to express. What do you mean by alternate ways? What are alternate ways? What are alternate ways? Come on. Anybody? Alternate ways?
Yes, ma'am.
You heard. Can what did you say, Isha? Can take place?
Ma'am, I can't explain it in English.
Okay, fine. You can't explain it in English. Can anybody try to explain what is emotional intelligence?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please say.
Emotional intelligence refers to the recognizing, understanding, and managing our own emotions and those of others.
Very good. Very good. Our own emotions with respect to others. Now, what do you mean by how communication? Who is emotionally strong? Somebody is asked. Who is emotionally strong? Someone who, no matter what negative is
Those
said to that
of
person,
others.
if that person does not get hurt, feel hurt, whatever negative you may tell me, if I don't feel hurt and feel bad about what is being said, I am emotionally strong. If I don't break down into some small little cocoon because others were laughing at me, others were not looking at me, then I am emotionally strong. If I encounter failures after failures in my path to success, I may not succeed. I may encounter failures. So what? One failure? No problem. Two, three, four? No problem. Not that fifth one is a problem. Several failures. You learn from your mistakes. And I will be emotionally strong because I've learned from my mistake and I will not make that mistake again. Then I am an emotionally strong person. Do you understand? This is a very crucial point which I've told you, because if you're communicatively competent, it helps to build emotional intelligence. It's called emotional intelligence. Do you get it? And supposing you are quiet and you don't even indulge in communication, if you don't indulge in communication, you will not learn. And if you indulge in communication and make mistakes, there is no problem. Making mistakes, never be afraid. But if no one is broken after hearing bad word of one, whatever, and hurt whatever somebody had written, but initially you might feel hurt, but later develop the competence not to feel hurt, not to feel bad. Even if someone laughs at you, they want to laugh at you because they want to laugh, not because what you said is not right. Everybody calls him as her, whatever they said, let them call. But you should not feel bad about anything that you have done in the right spirit. Do you get it? Do you get what I
Yes,
said?
ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Another thing in communication competences, be clear and concise. Do not elongate and speak and speak and speak just because you have to speak. Because it's your time to speak, so you speak. No. You have to speak whatever there's a point asked or said. You make your point very precise, very clear, over. Even in asking questions, you have to be concise in asking questions. A question cannot be very long. You can't have a 5-6 line question. You'll have a question of 1 line, maximum 2 lines. Often I have found when I went for debates, they give a long speech and then they ask a question. Why? You're starting another debate. So your question should be worded very precisely in the mind and then you verbalize it. By the way, I will stop for about a minute and I will ask if any of you have any questions on what I have spoken for these last 40 minutes. Please ask me a question if you have. Come on. Aryan, Parthik, Abhishek, Shubham, Divyansh, Isha, Subhashish. Please ask. Isha?
No, ma'am. No questions.
No question, ma'am.
No question. Wow. Is it that it is really good Or is it so boring? Because even for boring things, you don't have questions.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, it's good, ma'am.
You're saying good because you're in the workshop? Okay. Anyway, if there are no questions, now I said active listening. Yes, another point. It if your communication is good, it expands your exposure. Exposure, how you can expand your exposure through books, through films, and by news. I'm repeating what I said earlier. Reading books, watching films, British, even American, you can watch. You don't have to pick up the language, but you can watch it, and even by listening to the news. Then I said be clear and concise when you speak, and even when you have to ask questions. Another thing is you have to try to master non-verbal cues. Very, very important. Throughout your life, as long as you live, if you can master non-verbal cues, it will be to your advantage. Which are the non-verbal cues? Eyes, if they're looking at the person, tone of voice. If the tone of voice is rough and you say, I love you, do you think it's really love? I love you. There's a difference. I love you. I love you. I love you. Do you think there's a difference in this? Isha?
Yes,
ma'am.
yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the
Yes,
difference?
ma'am.
Everybody, what is the
The
difference?
difference,
Yes,
ma'am,
ma'am.
the
Ma'am, it's
difference
very
is tone.
funny. Last
Ma'am.
time, what you say?
Difference
Explain
are tone.
empathy. Somebody's asked, explain empathy. Who can explain empathy? What is empathy? What is the difference between empathy and sympathy? Try. Mishra, you say. Mishra, try. Ronnie, when I ask the name, nobody will speak. Isha, try.
Ma'am, empathy means feeling the same pain or same emotional happiness what the other person is feeling. And sympathy means feeling but uh, not taking it to the heart.
She said it very well. Okay, very good, Isha. Empathy means feeling with the other person. You feel the same emotional impulse or feelings, what the other person is feeling, and you are with that person. Sympathy means sympathy for. You feel sympathetic or you have sympathy for another person. And so, but sympathy for is not the same as empathy. Empathy means you're with that person totally, you have concern, but sympathy means you have concern for somebody, but you're not fully there. Is this clear? So, but it is very important to have empathy. Empathy in your speech, in your conversation. This is very important. Another point I would say is when you use communication competencies is we have to use technology, how to use it strategically. These days, a lot of teachers say, technology, I use a lot of technology. I'm going to teach some story, say Jack and the Bean. And you switch on the video and say, now watch Jack and the Beans. And the students watch. And then later, and the teacher sitting and watching or not watching, whatever. Later, the teacher can ask some question to the students. And every day if this goes on, do you think any teaching is going on?
No, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No. So we have to use it strategically. That means when I'm speaking, like today, I'm not going to use technology apart from the technology that is there in the distance communication. Apart from that, I'm not going to use any technology. But otherwise, I could have, if I had a board over here, I could have switched on and say, watch this for about 2 minutes. Then I'll ask questions. Then maybe little later again watch something else. So strategically means at important points you would stop what you say, switch on to the video and switch on the video. Use technology. But if you use it for the entire 1 hour of our class, it is not useful, right? I think you know it. Seek feedback. This is important. You have been speaking, you have been listening, you have been noting a lot of things. But when you speak to anybody, seek a feedback from whom? From your mentors and from your peers. Seek a feedback. But remember, your peers should be more or less your group, okay? Your level. Seek a feedback from them if what you speak, what you've been speaking is understood, is it clear, concise, precise, punctuation, if all of this is there. And if you have been empathetic in your speech or sympathetic, right? Another point in which way that you can improve is teamwork. If you work as a group or as a team and speak in English, this whatever difficulty that you have, somebody else will be able to help you with it. They can give you the word which you wanted to use. Okay, if I say, oh, praise, and somebody uses another word for praise, you've learned another word. Do you get it? Angry. Somebody says, oh, he's filled with rage. Oh, then he said, rage. Oh, that means anger. Wow. He's used it. This is really good. So you see, vocabulary is learned from books. It is also learned from one another. So in a team, when you work, you develop leadership qualities, but you also develop teamwork and vocabulary and grammar and punctuation and also emotional equality. Equality, I said, because all of us are equal, but emotionally, are we equal? We are not. We're not equal. Because some people feel hurt, some people get angry easily, some people feel like smiling and laughing. There are different people, and people are all different, and so they react differently. But we learn to adjust, to adapt to a situation where people are speaking and listening. Another kind of important point is verbal clarity. That means your moderate pace of speaking must be always upheld. Avoid fillers. What are fillers? Such as ah, ah, ha, ha, ooh, okay, ooh, ah, oh. Often we use it in speaking in English, I mean, not in English, in Hindi or Bengali or other languages. But try to, how do we maintain equality in teamwork? Okay. Try not to use fillers when you speak in English. Try to avoid it. That takes up time and space in your language, but it serves no purpose. Remember this. And emotional intelligence, I did say, and empathy, learn from failure. You have, each one of you, learn. Every failure is a stepping stone. Each failure is a stepping stone. We might feel bad when we have failed, not failed in the class, but failed in trying to do something and you did not succeed. Others succeeded. I did not succeed. Yes, you feel bad about it. But remember, everyone does not succeed at everything that they do. Not even Neeta Ambani, not even Mukesh Ambani. They don't succeed. But do they speak about it? No. Do they analyze it? I hope they do. I don't know. Bill Gates. Each one has failed in something that he or she has tried. But they write it down. Some people write it down. Some people think it in their mind and they go ahead in another direction, in another thing. The same career, the same thing that you and I try to do, you might succeed, I may not. But it is not going to be a failure for me. Sometimes fillers help. Okay, fillers help in what? Fillers help when you are at a loss for words. Do you get it? It helps. I suddenly remembered that I need to use some words. So it does help. But normally, while speaking in English, try to avoid using fillers, right? Accepting when you're speaking to a class or you're conducting something and you wanted a word and you were not getting it and said, "Ooh, I was just thinking, well," and then you come up with that word. You get it? So maybe for that it might help, but not for regular speaking. Another point that I would like to, I don't know how many of you would like to enroll, but how do you improve yourself in speaking and writing in English? You can also enroll for some public speaking courses. And for example, in India, there is this Toastmasters. I don't know if you've heard of it. Toastmasters. This is a language course that is there in some cities, and I know it's there in Bangalore. I'm not sure if it's there in Calcutta. I'm not sure, but some of these courses help you to speak on certain topics and how to speak. It does help. Sometimes even online courses, you can also do some online courses. That also helps. Not too many courses, maybe one course or something. Because doing so many courses really and not really improving and working hard does not really help. I don't know about others, but I think being scared about failure. Very important. Scared of failure? You're not the only one. Remember, nearly, not all, nearly 99% of people are scared of failure. I too am scared of failure. I was more scared earlier. Today I'm less scared because time has passed and I have worked for so many years. 32 years I have worked. So it's okay. And I feel that if I try something and if I'm not good at it, I will fail. What will happen? Nothing. I tried and I did not succeed. I try something else. But trying to speak and failing at it, this is common. And this is common for everyone, until they improve. And how to improve? These are the ways. By trying, by working hard, by reading books, by listening to news, by watching films, by looking at others. Try to see the way that others speak and try to improve. Because what I would do is when I was in class 5, 6, I would go for debates, watch how they speak, come back and try and speak on my own in front of the mirror. I'm just a mirror and me. And I would try to speak. And later on also I would keep trying. Was that a good idea? Quite good. But who gave me the result? Nobody. Did I do well in speaking? Not the first 2, 3 times. No. I went for debates. First debate I went for, it was in class 10. And I was a disaster. Total disaster. And my father said, he also had come to watch. My parents had come. And he told me, if you were not prepared, why did you go? I said, I went because I would not get an opportunity otherwise. This was a free debate. And so I went. And then I saw what a debate is and how difficult it is to speak for 2 minutes. True. It was difficult for me. And I saw that not all, 2, 3 others, those who came first and second, they spoke quite well. They asked questions. And then I understood, okay, you have to speak, you have to ask questions, and again try and speak. Yes? Somebody asked a question. Any questions now? So even for the debate, I worked hard, but I could not. It was for 4 minutes that I had planned and prepared. But within 2 minutes, I ended the debate and I could not. I ended my speech. The next year, I went for the same debate and I practiced. And I even asked a lot of questions to myself. The questions that they ask, you're allowed to ask 1 or 2 questions. And I knew I was well prepared. Not only because I was well prepared, not only because I was observing others, their emotional intelligence, also I worked hard, well prepared, emotional intelligence, and I pepped myself up. I became more confident. Okay, fluent English. How to speak fluent English. Okay, I'll complete the debate. So I pepped myself up. I won the debate and I came back with the award. My father and mother did not go this time. My mother went, my father didn't go. Then I told him it was the same debate, same organizers, and how I came back with the trophy. And later on in college, I went for several debates. I did not win every debate that I went for. I won some of them. Some of them I failed. I did not win. Not even second, not even third. Now somebody is asked how to speak fluently and without any sort of an interruption. This happens while you speak. You have to speak. You have to go for debates. You have to go for public speeches and presentation. You have to raise your hand and give your name and speak. And maybe do badly. Doesn't matter. Feedback, personal feedback, feedback from mentors and peers, extremely important. Any questions, anybody?
No, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Can somebody just sum up what I have been, kind of not teaching you, kind of telling in the last 1 hour? Who will sum up?
Ma'am, one question from my side.
Yes.
Ma'am, on behalf of all the students and being is the problem that our students face, that is basically they have the four language sub skills, that is listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Now, most of the students, we just dealt with the speaking part. So, and it was a wonderful session, obviously. But another thing that they have to go through is also the writing part. So speaking incorporates that it should be fluent, or rather it should have a presence of mind and some other things. But writing, people have enough time for it. But
Yes.
still, our students, as far as even a small or a very simple application writing is concerned, our students sometimes get tensed, or rather they are not confident enough in writing even a simple application. So we have been teaching them, but they would like to hear from you just 2 to 3 lines about how to improve their writing skill also.
I would say on writing, say if it's an application, yeah, they have to practice writing. Practice several types of applications, show it to your teacher, have it, rounded up from the teacher, and then give it. Whatever corrections are made, practice the corrections. That means practice another one till you are perfect. Till your application is a perfectly written application. There is no shortcut to practice. Never.
Ma'am,
You
and
get
some,
it?
yes, ma'am, and some hint about the interesting British Council videos that we used to see.
You would
Uh,
watch those?
Ma'am,
Hints.
just one for my students, please. That we would
No,
love to see, so that even
no.
in their free time they can see.
Actually, I cannot show any of the videos of British Council.
No, not British Council, but such kind. What kind of videos my students can go through so that they
Ah,
can enhance their
oh, okay,
communication skill.
okay.
Some
So
examples.
some examples. So
Sure.
definitely you can use Oxford. You can go to the Oxford videos. You can watch that. Then on YouTube, even if you type the spoken English videos, then communication video, not spoken English, communication videos by British Council. If you type that, by Oxford, by Harvard, these ones are really useful. I have watched several videos from Harvard. Open videos, open. Okay,
Yes.
open videos from Harvard, from Oxford, from British Council, and Columbia.
Thank,
Okay,
thank you,
well,
ma'am.
how did you find the session, students?
Very helpful, ma'am.
Okay, it was lovely to have all of you with me, and I truly enjoyed speaking whatever I did speak to you. I hope we can meet later for an offline interaction. Right? Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
ma'am.
Bye.
ma'am.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Students
Bye, ma'am.
kindly
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much,
students
ma'am.
kindly wait. Don't
Okay,
leave
ma'am.
right now. Let us conclude the session. So, ma'am, it was this STTP was conducted on a very short notice. So I did not have enough time. I just informed you last week, and you were there for us. We are really blessed to have you with us. We will definitely look forward to have a offline session very soon. And my on behalf of all my students and means I'm also thankful to all my students because it's an online session and they were so well behaved. I hope you will agree.
Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely.
and my students were very much enriched but whatever you said. And one thing that I would like to tell you on the behalf of the STTP committee, that we were really very happy because there were more students who wanted to join the session. The moment they heard that it was an interactive session, we had already crossed a limit of 100, and more 50 to 60 students they wanted to join, but we sent them the YouTube link. They wanted to interact with you. My students
Maybe
liked
when
it.
we meet. Maybe when we meet.
Maybe, yeah.
Right?
So we just keep it for the offline session
Yes.
whenever we will meet. And thank you once again for your valuable time.
Most welcome.
I,
Thank you. Bye.
Principal sir, I hope Principal sir is present in the meeting.
काय महागाडी कर रहा है अब
Rehan
Yes,
Dalal. Yeah.
yes, I'm present and I got the whole session. It was a really nice session for me as well. Uh, I've also learned a lot with the students, and thank you, ma'am, for joining us. And let's
Most
hope
welcome.
we'll also get some such type of sessions, such interactive sessions very frequently.
Yes. Thank
So
you.
thank you, ma'am. So here we conclude the session. Ma'am, I'll get over to you after the session. Okay.
Thank you.
Students,
Bye.
say bye to ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you
Good
very much,
luck.
ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Good luck.
Session for us.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Welcome. Bye.
I hope we meet.
Now, students, you may leave one by one. And thank you so much for being so obedient and organized students. Thank you so much, all of you.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
hope you
Thank you,
liked the
ma'am.
session organized by
Yes,
Department
ma'am.
of English.
Yes, ma'am, of course.
इतना अच्छा
Thank you, ma'am,
रहोगे
for
तो हम लोग
organizing
और
this
ऐसा,
session for us.
हाँ, इतना अच्छा बच्चा रहोगे तो ऐसा और भी सेशंस हम लोग ऑर्गेनाइज करेंगे.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
ओके ओके बाय बाय.
Bye bye.
Ma'am, अगला
Thank you,
session
ma'am.
कब होगा? If I may to ask.
आफ्टर देयर एग्जाम्स 2026 में. ओके.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
There were many students who we couldn't join this time, so we were trying to have an offline session in 2026.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Students leave one by one.